welcome back to the channel. Have y'all ever seen those generational photographs of a family photo? The grandfather, the father, the son, and the great grandson. This is it right here. This is it. This is the great grandfather. That's the father. That's the son. That's the great grandson right there. Now in this video, all we're going to be looking at is the father, and we're going to do this a little differently. As we look at the father of this video, we're going to include the great grandfather, and or the grandfather rather, and kind of compare them, because that's kind of fun too, right? Comparing the son to the father. So I hope you stick around and check out the video. Alright, welcome back to the Fortified Castle. Hi to all my viewers. Bonjour, privet, guten tag, hola, ciao, konnichiwa, and good day, mate, to my foreign viewers. Today, we're not looking at these two knives. So, but what they do represent something. And so this is a knife that was produced between 1928 and 1947. This is a knife that was produced between 1953 and 1960. This knife here was produced between 1974 and probably the 80s or 90s, and this was produced in the 2000s, around 2000, between 2007 and 2018. All of them are Schrade knives. We're not going to talk about these two. We're going to talk about these two knives right here. And it's going to be a pretty cool comparison. So let's get right to it. All right, so both of these are pretty special knives. Both of them are. So this one right here is a Schrade Walden. It's 2 7/8 inch long, so it's technically a pen knife. And they call these lobsters. And so this knife here has a flexible file blade right there. And it has a pen knife right there. And you can see the tank stamp right here. Ooh. Schrade Walden, New York. Okay, so you don't see the USA, which indicates this was made prior to 1953, 1954. I'm just going to say 53 because that's when this pattern was produced. 877, that pattern was produced between 1953 and 1960. And as you can see here, you don't have no USA in there. Sorry for my ugly nails. I've been cracking them, getting ready for this video. You have nickel silver liners there. Pretty cool. And what makes this special really is Schrade Walden only produced 2 genuine mother of pearl knives. One was a lobster, equal in lobster pattern like this. And another one was a sleeve board, which I don't have a sleeve board. I'd love to get that. Really beautiful though. But like most knives that Schrade Walden produced, they're exact copies of the original Schrade Cutlery Company, because that's where Schrade Walden came from. Albert Bear bought Schrade Cutlery Company out, and so the knives are almost identical, but there are some real surprises about this knife right here. As you look at the comparison of these knives, they're virtually exactly the same. But there are some really interesting differences about these knives. And so we're going to look at this one first and then talk about those differences. Okay, I kind of quieted my light down a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little more of the color that's in these knives right here. So this is a Schrade Cutlery. And the pattern on this number, the pattern number for this was an 8776. And Schrade Walden cut that down to, why is that snapping in? Cut that down to 877. So this is the original. Schrade Cutlery started making these knives. You can see it right there, Schrade Cutlery, Walden, New York. How I got a hold of this is I was looking to replace this knife because I wanted to use the scales in this to put on another knife. And so that was my plan, but I thought this was a Schrade Walden knife, and now that I have it and it's a Schrade Cutlery, I don't really want to get rid of it because it's collectible in its own right. Same thing, same exact knife. So let me point out a couple things here. So this is the original, and come on, snap in. Hey, there you go. And this is the Schrade Walden. So this is the scissor size, and this is the scissor side. And what do you see right away is you have an easy open notch there on the Schrade Walden. So they've actually improved this knife. And the other thing that you'll notice about this knife, the construction is the same, except when you get to the other side here where the pin blade is. Look at these, the stock on these two right here. See if we can get in there. So the stock on this knife is wider than the stock on, the stock on this one is wider than the stock on this knife right here. And it's also better formed than this knife right here. So it's really, I'm getting these confused here. Okay. That's what I want to show right there. I'll show the pen blade. So you can see the stock. This is the Schrade Walden right there. This is the original. You can see the difference in the stock. It's a lot thicker on the blade here. And there's just a tiny bit difference if you were to put these up together. You can see the Schrade Walden's just a little wider. You see it right there. So actually the Schrade Walden is better made than the Schrade Cutlery. That's kind of surprising and kind of impressive to me because, you know, you would think Schrade Walden would have made Schrade would have made a better knife. So you can see right there, you have on the scissor size, you have, this is a Schrade Cutlery, you have no easy open. And on the Schrade Walden, you do. Right there. So that's really surprising. This is the original Schrade Cutlery Company. You can see on the scissors, no easy open. It does have one for the file blade right here, but so does the Schrade Walden. There's the file blade, and there's the easy open. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. You know, I thought you would enjoy that comparison. Really nice knives. This is a really rare knife right here. You know, Schrade made them between 1953 and 1960. The tang stamp on this without the New York or the USA indicates it was made in 1953. So this is a penknife that was only made for a year. This came out the first year it was made. That's pretty neat. Anyhow, thanks for watching the video. Appreciate all your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Oops, I'm back just for a minute. It occurred to me I didn't explain what a lobster pattern is, and so unlike a typical, this is a typical slip joint, has a back spring. The lobster does not. The spring is in the center. That's what you're looking at right there. Is the spring. It runs down the center, and it allows you to put up to 4 blades on the knife, and so you got blades on this knife, top and bottom. Oh, come on, find it, find it. I can't find it because my camera is not working right. So that's a lobster. The spring runs down the center. You can see it in the bottom there. That is actually the spring running through the bottom, or the middle rather. And so you can open the blades up. And this is an equal end lobster. They made a couple different variations. One's called a dolphin. It kind of dips down in the middle. They also had one that is a serpentine kind of fish pattern. Anyhow, thanks again.